Well, we always enjoy our visits with this guy, Ryan Leslie from Sportsnet Flames. Flames were to have a very busy week, and the pause has been thrown on that. The brakes have been thrown on that. I see he joins us from his living room. Happy holidays, Les. How you doing, my friend?
Merry Christmas. I got to ask. Let me move these screens around. I can't even see you. Anyhow, where are you? I've been out of the loop. What's going on? Tropical route?
I am in South Florida. I'm sure you've heard of it. I think you've been here. And I've been down here for a time. I'm going to be down here for a time. I'm hosting the show out of here. Thanks for paying attention, Ryan.
Yeah, no, I've been in another whole other stratosphere. I apologize. The tan's coming in. You're looking healthy. You got the socks up to your knees, sandals. You're retired. You're mailing this in like my grandfather down in Florida.
Del Boca Vista. I've already shipped you your Christmas present. You can stop with the compliments, Ryan. Hey.
Okay.
What's life like covering the Calgary Flames right now?
Well, it's very uncertain, as you could imagine. It's we're on a bit of a pause. I was supposed to host a few games out of Toronto this week. I was supposed to go, I think, Monday to Wednesday, so yesterday. Those games didn't happen, as the hockey world knows. And as a result, kind of on standby, kind of waiting to see what does come next. We understand that Saturday's game here against Columbus has been postponed. They canceled postponed the four, I should say. And so now we wait to see what happens. There have been early reports of games being postponed until as we go through Christmas. So I don't know what's official yet. I've heard some things, and I don't want to speculate. So we'll see what happens to the rest of the games between now and certainly through Christmas and into the new year. But, there has been some talk about maybe the focus being on the 27th against Edmonton as a return date. But again, all speculation at this point.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on during when this thing all started 21 months ago or whatever it was. Does this have the feel of that for you, Ryan? Just you specifically, or is this a different feeling from back then?
It's a different feel for me personally in that, this has gone through the entire organization of the Calgary Flames. But I'm really pleased to report in any of the conversations I've had with players, management, and staff that everybody's feeling fine. And so that to me is paramount. And everybody wants to weigh in on their own opinion and political side of it. I don't wade into those waters. But I'm glad everybody's okay. This feels a little bit different. I don't want to say that naively because certainly it's a situation that you can't take lightly. But these players are itching to get back at it. For the most part, everybody is symptom free, and I hope it stays that way. So it does feel a little bit different on that front, maybe because it might be it's a different variant this time around, but certainly one that you have to stay on top of if you're one of those individuals it's affecting. The great thing about the Flames is they've been tested and beyond tested and tested and tested. So these are young athletic professionals, and thankfully they're okay. And hopefully this becomes something that we look back on and say, okay, that was a major bump in the road in terms of scheduling. And as long as everybody stays healthy, that's paramount. So we'll see when this thing gets going. But to answer your question, it feels very different this time around. And I hope it is different.
Well, wonderful answer. And I really appreciate the positivity. I think the viewers appreciate that too. A reason to feel optimistic, but doesn't come at a good time for the Calgary Flames. Let's talk about the on-ice product of this team, Ryan. Who saw this coming, honestly? Did you, the way that the Calgary Flames have played this year?
No, Rod, I didn't. And I think you and I have had a conversation on this program prior to the season about the outlook, and I did not see this coming. And I'll give full marks to Brad Treliving, because there were a lot of people who've felt very strongly about the moves he made as like, what are you doing? Who are you bringing in? They're done. It's over with. And I didn't necessarily go down the road of questioning the character, but I didn't know it would fit quite like this. And the one thing I think we all knew is you were bringing in some Stanley Cup pedigree. You were bringing in character individuals to go along with what Treliving and the Flames already had. I mean, yeah, they've lost 4 in a row here, but this season and the way it started, couldn't have gotten any better for a team that notoriously is digging out of games and at the beginning of every season. And you know what's interesting, Rod, is that they brought in players. None of them are threatening jobs of the core. So while there is a competition for, especially on that blue line, night in, night out, to stay in the lineup, it just seemed like it just kind of worked. They were accent pieces. They were complementary pieces. There were depth. There were character pieces. There were guys who'd won and could help those who hadn't on a night-to-night basis. So Brad Treliving also loaded up in the eventuality of COVID. When I asked him in the summer, I said, "You're bringing back Michael Stone. Like, what's the thought there?" And he said, "Oh, Michael Stone is understandably knows this system, knows the program, knows everything because he's been here for so long. He fits right in. And when COVID happens, we need NHLers to be able to step right in." So he did his homework early on, and he brought in pieces that might be able to withstand some bumps in the road and to stay on track. So I tip my cap to that because I didn't see any of this season going this way.
Well, you're good, you. And you're the first one that I've heard that hasn't credited all to Daryl Sutter, and I was that. But it's interesting that you say that because you dug a little deeper in terms of personnel. What about style of play, though? Because Jacob Markstrom's setting a record for most shutouts to start a season with the Flames. What about in front of him? There must be some changes there.
Well, I'll just go back to what you said. Daryl has this team prepared night in, night out, and you cannot say what you want about Daryl firm. If you agree with the way he does his business, you've got to tip your cap at the way he has this team prepared. And chatting with some of the players, they understand his motives, they understand his approach, but they also understand that he has them prepared and playing within a structure that doesn't allow any of them to take their foot off the gas. It's not always going to happen every night, but he has them prepared. Now, to your goaltender and what's in front of him, I mean, Jacob Markstrom has bounced back incredibly. Now, last couple of games, goaltending, Ian Vladar have not been as sharp as they've been. Again, that's going to happen. When you look at their schedule, Rod, it's ridiculous to look at the amount of miles that this team has traveled already. It is absolutely insane. And the fact that they've been able, with new faces, a new coach, a new year, to kind of become galvanized, the road has been a place where they've been able to figure it out together, hang out, go to meals and bond and figure out who each other is. And that's been a good thing. Their blue line in front of them, I didn't see it coming. You lose Mark Giordano. But what I will say about this is Mark Giordano was the captain. He was the leader. Now you don't have a captain, but you have a bunch of leaders. And as a result, there isn't one person that anybody defers to. It is leadership by committee, and everybody has been able to play within the structure, but play their game, and they don't defer to anybody. And there is no need to have a captain here. There is no need to do that right now. They said they'd have it as it organically happened. Well, what's happened organically is you've got a leadership group, and you've got everybody feeling empowered. And as a result, you've seen that on the ice. And any given night, it might be Lucic running through somebody or Gabranson. You know, you've got so many guys who can step. Oliver Shillington, talk about the blue line and in front of the goaltender. This guy's been offensively so good. And then you've got that pairing of Hanifin and Rasmus Andersson who welcome playing top lines and shut down minutes. And, you know, you've just had so many different characters. Johnny Gaudreau having a real bounce back. Matthew and Lindholm as a trio playing so well together. They love playing with each other. There's no worrying about minutes. There's no worried about ice time or Daryl or who's not performing or I'm doing my job. It's really become a thing that for now, which we didn't see last year. So this is not always a feel good, oh, you cover the team, it's all fluff. It's not the case. This is a group that for the first time looks like they've figured it out through Daryl, through what Treliving's done, but most importantly, through each other.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the update. I'm sure it's fun to be able to talk about these things. And just so you know, I'm, I think, 27 miles away from FLA Live Arena, Sunrise, Florida, from the rink. So when you come through, Ryan, maybe we can hook up. But Merry Christmas till then, my friend.
Now,
great to see you.
Wait a minute. Are you going to be staying down there for some time?
We'll see.
I have more questions than I think. There's more questions as a result here.
I can tell. You have my number.
Yes.
You have my number.
You have
I
been
don't know.
pulling
Maybe
the
you
wool
don't.
over our eyes. Oh, I've got your number, buddy.
Yeah.
But I love that little area. There was a draft down there a few years ago, and actually it was the same
That's right.
draft as Andrew Mangiapane and Shillington and Rasmus Anderson were all drafted. And boy, that little stretch down there. Is the elbow room still on the corner down there on the beach?
Well, if it is, I haven't been there. I don't frequent establishments like that anymore, as you know, Ryan. But ask me about a coffee shop. I could probably find it. Yeah.
Ooh, this conversation took a turn, didn't it? All right.
Okay. Merry Christmas. Goodbye.
Yeah. Good night now.
Ryan Leslie joining us. Scrooge. No, he's the best. He's the best.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of The Rod Peterson Show here on YouTube.